So what we'd like to start with, though, is I'd like to start the first, I don't know, the first few minutes of the broadcast. This is not part of the Artistic Biker Live. This is I don't know how our free $2 tutorial. Hell, I don't know what I want to call it. We used to call it the free $2 tutorial because it's worth at least $2, but I'm not charging anything, or at least for a while. Anyway, and so last week we did. Where'd it go? I put it away, which means I'll never find it again. I think it's here. There it is. Last week we started with some color theory, and we were talking about making these color charts and why we need to make the color charts, and the reason that you make the color charts with every set of paints, pastels, every set of colors that you have. You want to make one of these color charts so you can see how they interact with each other. and then you want to see how they interact with the various mediums you're going to use, whether it's water or glazing medium or whatever. You want to see how they're going to interact, and it's important to note that some of the colors that you see, for instance, these blacks, some of the colors that you see are blue based, and some of them are sepia based, and that changes the way they mix and the way they interact. Also, the binder that the company uses changes the way that it interacts with whatever medium you're going to use. So some of them really fan out really well. Some of them don't fan out at all. Some of them just sit on top. Some of them blend right in. So you want to make sure you know how your materials are going to react before you jump on board and do something with your $300 canvas, if you choose to buy a $300 canvas, or even your $50 book if you choose to go that route. But so that's what we talked about last week. This week, I thought we'd continue that a little bit, and we talk about a value study. And I made a value study up. I made a value study up real quick, where you start with a base color, and you put like 5 dots of the base color, and then here you put 4 dots of the base color and 1 dot of white. This side is tinting. When you add white to it, you're tinting it, and when you add black to it, you're shading it. So on this side, you got 5 dots of blue. Here you have 4 dots of blue and 1 dot of white. Here you have 3 dots of blue and 2 dots of white. This is 3 dots. Here you have 2 dots of blue and 3 dots of white, and then here you have 4 dots of white and 1 dot of blue. And then the same going this way. We did the same thing with the black. And this blue, when it dries pretty dark, so it's really kind of hard to see that anyway. So on this side, you've got 4 dots of blue and 1 dot of black, 3 dots of blue, 2 dots of black, 2 dots of blue, 3 dots of black, and then 1 dot of blue and 4 dots of black. And then coming this way, I added glaze medium. I didn't use water. I went ahead and used. I am recording, Lilith. Thank you. I went ahead and used going this way. I went ahead and added glaze medium. So starting with the blue, we've got 5 dots of blue. Here we have 4 dots. The same principle. 4 dots of blue, 1 dot of glaze medium, 3 dots of blue, 2 dots of glaze medium, 2 dots of blue, 3 dots of glaze medium, 1 dot of blue, and 4 dots of glaze medium. And then the same thing going down with whatever this mixture was, plus the 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, all the way down. So you could not only see how it tints and how it shades, but how it thins with whatever medium you're going to use. And that's a value study. And when you do that, you want to make sure that you write down what your hue was, what color you chose. The brand I've got on mine. I've got the brand. I've got the brand color and the number. If I wanted to reorder that color, I've got the color that goes with it. Did the same thing for my shade, which was Real Art Supplies Carbon Black. I've got the same thing for my tint, which is Master Touch Fine Art Studio Titanium White. Now you'll notice these are 3 completely different sets. This is Live Touch. This is Real Art Supplies, and this is Master's Touch. And then my glaze medium was Windsor Newton. So I used Windsor Newton Glaze Medium coming this way. So we're going to do this again real quick. I'm going to use red this time, just so you can see how it works. And this time, this was kind of a paste acrylic, and everything else was liquid. So when I do it tonight, I'm going to use the red. I'm going to use the Sargent's Arts, and I'm going to use the and I'm going to use the Real Art Supplies Titanium White. I'll go ahead and use the Carbon Black again, and I'll go ahead and use the Glaze Medium again, and we'll just see how it does with red. So I mean, this is the simplest thing to do. Again, you're gonna start with your grid. You need let's see, 4, 8. You need 9. You need 9 boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? And then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? I mean, it's really just that simple. And I went ahead and used the Sharpie on mine. I made the mistake on this earlier one. I made the mistake of using this pen to make the grid, and this pen takes a while to dry before it's waterproof. And so as soon as I started adding as soon as I started adding paint to it, the pen started smearing and adding into it. So I want to make sure not to do that again. So we'll do this. We'll do the same thing that we did before, where I'm going to use this. Sargent's Arts acrylic paint, and this is Spectral red, and the order number is B31662. Okay, and then the titanium white is the tint. This is the hue. This is the tint. The tint is Real Art Supplies titanium white. And hang on, the shade is Carbon Black. Hi. Okay. And then the glaze medium. There's nothing wrong, guys. Windsor Newton. So there's that. So let's get us a piece of cardstock here. I think I had one already. Okay, so I get a piece of cardstock here to put the paint on, and we'll pour out just a little bit of red, just a little bit of white. We may not be able to use this white. I may not have enough of it. Whether I do or I don't, I can't close it, so. Goodness. And then some black. Now I'm just going to dip out of the I'm just going to dip out of the jar for the glaze medium. I am going to put just a spritz of water on top of that, and I'm going to put just a spritz of water on top of that to kind of lubricate it. Now, again, like we talked about last week, this is not scientific because I'm not measuring out micrograms of pigment to know what I've got. I'm just dipping my paint in there, and I'm dipping it in here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And you know, sometimes maybe I get too much on there sometimes. 1, 2, 1. And we're going to do the same thing going this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. And I'll rinse the brush out. And I will get the white. And I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. Right? And then we can go ahead and mix that. Okay, so we've got that one. Get that one. We got that one. See, I did put too much. I did put too much red. So now we've lost all of our scientific value right there. Because I daubed too much red on there at that time. That one. And that red is hard to blend out. And that one. Then we're going to do the same thing going the other way. 1 daub of black, 2 daubs of black. Now the black is also very hard to daub out. 3 daubs of black, 4 daubs of black. And you can see I'm taking too long to do this. My red is already drying over here, so I am just going to come back and freshen that up just a little bit, which will invalidate everything we're doing, but it adds for the demonstration. So there's the red and 1 daub of black, the red and 2 daubs of black, red and 3 daubs of black, and then the red and 4 daubs of black. The black worked better than the red, I can tell you, or better than the white, I can tell you that. Okay. So let's take our gloss medium here, and let's go 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in a perfect world, I would have mixed up enough of this that I could just do this. And you could just see it progress down. And you kind of can. So, okay, that's the concept. Yeah, he's right here. So anyway, that's the concept. The idea behind it is that you know when you're done, you know how the paints are going to tint. When you add white to it, the paint is going to tint, and when you add black to it, the paint is going to shade. And so you can tint and shade your paint accordingly, and then you know how it's going to thin when it's done. If you've done it right, you know we went a little fast and we got a little sloppy, but that's the general concept. Play with it, see how see how it works out, and then let me know. Yeah, prodigal son, right there, he's alive.